Hi folks, how you doing? It's James, sometimes known as Jim on this channel, and I thought I'd take some time to actually finally do something I've been threatening to do on and off for years, which is talk about films. If you've had a gander at my channel, you'd see that I'm actually a pretty keen musician. I play in a band, played in a few bands over the years, and do that in my spare time as a bit of a hobby. And there's various clips of that on there. You might also have seen that there's maybe at this point 3 or 4 movie vlogs that are mostly movie marathons where either myself and my friend Phil, who's one of my oldest friends, one of my closest friends, get together and we do a silly movie marathon challenge, and that all stemmed from when Skyfall came out on Blu-ray. It coincided with the 50th anniversary of James Bond. We decided to watch all 20 odd Bond films over the space of 4 days and sort of vlog the event. I've actually yet to put that anywhere on YouTube because we're just rambling utter nonsense in it. But a few of the ones that we've done subsequently, we've watched them back, we thought they've come out half decent, so we've done that. And then in the last sort of couple of years or so, my lovely girlfriend Laura has also gotten sort of interested in sort of doing the movie marathons bit, and me and her have done a couple of marathons. We did a Clint Eastwood one last year. The vlog for that's there. At the side of me, you can't see it, but the MacBook is currently saving and exporting a vlog of the Harry Potter films that we did as well. So that one's coming. We've got a few more in plan. We said we might have a look at doing a Jim Carrey marathon. Jackie Chan's definitely in the works. Been talking for years about wanting to do something that rivals the scope and the scale of the Bond one that I did with Phil. So me and Laura were potentially talking about near Christmas maybe doing the MCU from beginning to probably Endgame. Although you could include Far From Home, and if Black Widow's out by then, we'll see. But definitely up to Endgame. But that's not what I wanted to talk about today. So I just wanted to take a few minutes. And I think what I'd like to do with this channel ultimately is do little snapshot reviews of films. There might be something that's just come out in the cinema. It might be something that I've watched on DVD, Blu-ray, 4K, whatever it might be. I thought, do you know what? I quite fancy talking about that. So I'm going to do just that there. This video is going to be a little bit different to the format that I'm going to do. I'm going to cut it off in a minute and then come back with the review. So I think this is like a little introduction, if you like, and hopefully this is something I'll start doing on a reasonably regular basis. So I'll see you in just a few seconds. Hey guys, so I'm back after just put a little cheeky title sequence in there. I will put a little credit in the end of the video. It's an Android app that's done that. I've recently just bought an Android phone, so I'll do that. Anyway, the film that I wanted to talk about today is Double Jeopardy, which is a film that stars Tommy Lee Jones and Ashley Judd. Ashley Judd plays married woman. She's married to Bruce Greenwood. They have a son together. She's a keen sailor. They go out sailing on their yacht one night. She wakes up the next morning and finds that her husband is missing. That the yacht's been ransacked and that there's blood everywhere. He's missing, presumed dead. So the story sort of unravels. She's arrested and charged with his murder and ultimately sentenced to prison. But here's the thing: she didn't do it. While she's in prison, trusted family friend adopts the son that the couple had together, and it turns out that the family friend and the husband were in cahoots and set the whole thing up. So once she realises that and learns that from inside prison, she puts her head down, she does her time, and with the help of a couple of the inmates, manages to win over the parole board that she's ready to re-enter society. And whilst in prison, she learns about the Double Jeopardy law, which is a law in America where if you're convicted of something and you've served your time for it, but then it later turns out that you didn't do it, you can actually then go and commit that crime without sort of fear of repercussions, something like that. Anyway, I'm sure if I've misunderstood that, somebody will be able to sort of clarify and correct me in the comments bit down below. But yeah, so she sort of learns of that law, and basically, once paroled, is on the mission to, I'm going to find him, I'm going to get my son back, and I'm going to kill him. That's where we meet Tommy Lee Jones' character in this story. Actually, Judd plays a girl called Libby, I should say, as well, and then Tommy Lee Jones plays a chap called Travis. Travis is the parole officer. Now, this film, it's one that I've loved ever since I was a teenager when I picked up the DVD that I just showed you there, and I really like it because of its similarities to another Tommy Lee Jones film, The Fugitive. Tommy Lee Jones plays a similar role in this. Obviously, he's a parole officer, and when Ashley Judd's Libby character escapes his custody, he sort of goes on the trail. Now, this film isn't as in depth as The Fugitive with the cat and mouse bit. And I actually watched this film again Sunday just gone, which is what prompted me to think about doing the review. But yeah, it's not as in depth as that. You know, once she gets out of prison, tracking her ex-husband down is actually a relatively simple task. She goes to, previous address that she knew that he'd been at, or rather the family friend had been at, so she knew that he would then subsequently have been there. And then, from there, she's able to find out that an accident had occurred and that the house had blown up, and that the family friend had died in that accident. She'd been murdered by the husband, so that he could then move on with the son. From there, they track him to New Orleans, where she sort of, inserts herself back into her husband's life again, and sort of basically says, "Give me my son back, and I won't unravel your." Your little scheme that you've got going on here. All the while, Tommy Lee Jones is sort of hot on the trail and actually begins to put the pieces together and realise, yep, she is innocent. The husband is still alive, posing under a fake name in New Orleans, living off the insurance money. There's a bit of trickery that goes on, and ultimately, she actually shoots the husband. She's not going to do, but then he actually threatens Tommy Lee Jones in the climax of the film, so she shoots him to sort of subdue the situation. And again, as the title suggests, with the double jeopardy law, she's served the time. There's absolutely nothing that they can do. She's told she's inherited the hotel and obviously gets a kid back. Sorry, I should probably make mention as well, and the husband's doing his bit under the false name. I was going to say undercover then. That he uses the insurance money to open up a hotel and sort of becomes a bit of a sort of a man about town and a bit of a local celebrity in New Orleans. And so the film closes with Tommy Lee Jones taking Ashley Judd's character to go and meet up with her son after it's been 7 years or what since she's seen him for being in prison and been on the run and doing all of that bit. And it's just a nice sort of sweet sort of wholesome ending, if you like, to the film. It's one of the things like I said, I actually sort of quite like about this film when comparing it with The Fugitive is that little coda. Because The Fugitive, for anybody who's seen it, it ends with obviously the real bad guy's been found out and been arrested, and you start to hear the press buzzing about, oh well, actually Harrison Ford's character didn't do it after all, and it was the one-armed man and all that sort of stuff. And then it just shows them leaving away in a police car, and they have a bit of an exchange that lets you know everything's going to be okay. But I actually quite liked, at the end of this film, they showed that little coda to show everything is okay. And it's something that they actually did as well in the Fugitive sequel, US Marshals as well, where sort of Wesley Snipes plays the Fugitive this time. And again, once he's sort of, found innocent and all is resolved, there's a bit of a thing with him on the town hall steps with the various players of the film sort of thing, giving a bit of a victory speech sort of a thing. Cheesy though it may be, I quite like that sort of an ending on a film. Do you know what, the acting in this? It's nothing special, but it's certainly not a bad film. It's a great sort of Sunday afternoon sort of have it while you're watching your tea. I'll leave that in. You can enjoy it sat watching your TV, eating a bit of tea or whatever. You know, you can pop it on while you're doing other things. It's just a bit of light entertainment sort of thing, but it's you know, a good little film. I right enjoy it. So I like to rate films out of 10. That's something that I normally do. And I try, and when I do the ratings, sort of balance the you know, sort of being objective and subjective at the same time. Bearing all that in mind, you know, I'm going to give this, I think, a 7 out of 10. I'm quite happy with it. It's one that I'll revisit every couple of 3 years or so, and always thoroughly enjoy it when I do. But it's nothing ground changing. If you've not seen it, I thoroughly recommend picking it up. Readily available on DVD and Blu-ray. So thank you very much, folks, for watching my. I won't call it my debut to YouTube, but certainly one of my first videos where I'm on my own talking about films. If you've liked what you've seen, you know, please give us a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and subscribe to the channel as well. I want to do this fairly regularly, you know, just for a laugh, and to be a part of the movie community that's given me so much joy over the years. So any feedback as well would be great. This isn't going to be my normal sort of backdrop and setup, if you like. I'm sat in the living room at the moment, which backs onto the kitchen. Like I say, doing a bit of editing. I've got my little desk to the side of me. But yeah, I've got a bit of a movie space upstairs where most of my film collection is. Makes for quite a good backdrop. But we're in the process of decorating at the moment, so it's not somewhere that I can readily sit without sort of causing havoc to the decorating that's going on. But in future videos, you know, I'll have that as a bit of a backdrop. I'm hoping that I might, you know, do like I say, these sort of like, you know, 5-6 minute snapshot reviews of films, my thoughts on them, a bit of a recap, if you like. If I've, you know, bought lots of things from HMV or CEX or Amazon and you know, and the like, I might do some haul videos, some update videos. I'm going to continue to do the movie marathon stuff, both with Phil and with Laura, as well. And I might also have other sort of special guests on if there's anything that's, you know, sort of interest that we might want to talk about. Plenty of friends that you know, are quite into the film scene sort of thing. So I suppose just watch this space, and I'll see what this becomes. But thanks very much for watching. I really appreciate it. I look forward to seeing you next time. Cheers.